Welcome to another edition of Tax File. I am your host, Laure Bala Hassan. Today's show is packed with valuable information. We start with the latest news, followed by Vox Pop segment, where we hit the street to get your opinions. Next, we move to Did You Know segment, then to What's on the Net, where we attempt to answer some of the questions you have dropped on our social media handles. And finally, we wrap up with professional insights. Let's get started. And now the news. The Executive Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, Zach Adedeji, has called on all stakeholders, including lawmakers, tax practitioners, and corporate organizations, to support the passage of key tax bills that are critical for Nigeria's economic growth and development. Speaking at a recent event, Adedeji emphasized that the successful implementation of tax reforms and the expansion of tax base depends on the timely enactment of these bills. Joyce Teku reports.
Adedeji highlighted that these proposed tax bills, which include amendments to the existing tax laws and the introduction of new provisions, are designed to simplify the tax system, enhancing compliance and create a more transparent and efficient tax environment. By supporting these legislative changes, stakeholders can help create a more predictable and conducive environment for business and investment. The role of the legislature in advancing tax policy cannot be overstated. Adedeji said, "These bills are essential for improving Nigerians' revenue generation capacity, expanding the formal tax base, and ensuring that our tax system is aligned with global standards. We urge all stakeholders to lend their voices to this cause and work with us to ensure that these reforms are enacted swiftly." The FIRS chairman also emphasized the importance of collaboration between the government, private sector, and other key stakeholders in achieving the country's fiscal targets, which includes significantly increasing non-oil tax revenue. He assured that the FIRS will continue to engage with all relevant parties to ensure that tax laws are both fair and efficient, driving compliance and enabling sustainable economic growth. With Nigerians' ambitious revenue goals for 2025, Adedeji reiterated that stakeholder support for these tax bills is crucial to the country's long-term fiscal stability and growth.
And the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has launched a dedicated climate change desk as part of its effort to integrate environmental sustainability into Nigeria's tax framework. The desk aims to address growing need for climate-related tax policies, promote compliance with environmental regulations, and encourage businesses to adopt sustainable practices in line with national and global environmental goals. Aisha Abdelkader reports.
Speaking at the launch, FIRS Executive Chairman Zach Adedeji highlighted that climate change has become an increasingly critical issue that affects all sectors of the economy. The establishment of the Climate Change Desk is intended to prove specialized support for businesses and taxpayers involved in environmentally conscious activities while ensuring compliance with regulations such as carbon taxes and environmental levies. This desk is an important step in aligning Nigeria's tax system with global sustainability initiative. Adedeji stated, "We are committed to creating a robust framework that incentivizes green practices while also ensuring that companies contributing to environmental degradation are held accountable. This initiative will help bridge the gap between fiscal policy and climate action, encouraging the private sector to invest in eco-friendly technologies and reduce their carbon footprints." The Climate Change Desk will also serve as a resource hub for taxpayers seeking information on green taxes, environmental credits, and other climate-related incentives. It will work closely with relevant government agencies, businesses, and environmental organizations to ensure that Nigeria's tax system plays an active role in addressing climate change and promoting sustainable development. Through this new initiative, FIRS aims to contribute to Nigerians' commitment to the Paris Agreement and other international environmental frameworks, while aligning tax policies with the country's long-term economic and environmental goals.
The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has secured a legal victory against African Exploration and Production Company, AEPC, for failing to remit stamp duties, with the court ruling that the company owes $6.77 million in outstanding taxes. The amount includes the unpaid stamp duties along with penalties and accrued interest following the company's non-compliance with Nigeria's tax regulations. Aisha Abdulkader reports.
With the court ruling that the company owes $6.77 million in outstanding taxes. The amount includes the unpaid stamp duties along with penalties and accrued interest, following the company's non-compliance with Nigeria's tax regulations. The court's decision highlights FIRS' continued efforts to enforce compliance with tax laws across all sectors, especially in the oil and gas industry, where significant revenue is generated. The ruling sends a strong message that companies, regardless of size or industry, are required to meet their tax obligations or face legal consequences. FIRS Executive Chairman Zach Adedeji expressed satisfaction with the court's decision, reinforcing the agency's commitment to ensuring that all sectors contribute fairly to national revenue. This victory demonstrates our determination to uphold tax laws and enforce that no company or entity evades its responsibilities.
The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has conducted a specialized training program for its broadcast media unit aimed at enhancing the team's management skills and improving communication strategies. The training held in Lagos focused on equipping FIRS personnel with the necessary tools to effectively manage media relations, improve service delivery, and ensure clear, consistent messaging to the public. The reports.
The workshop, which was attended by media professionals and communication officers from FIRS, which included sessions on strategic media management, crisis communication, content development, and the use of digital platforms for outreach. The training was designed to empower the unit to better handle the agency's public relations efforts and contribute to raising awareness about tax compliance and revenue collection initiatives. The training is part of FIRS' ongoing efforts to invest in human capital and enhance its internal capacity to meet its revenue targets and reform goals. By improving the communication skills of its broadcast media unit, the agency aims to better inform the public about its policies, achievements, and services, fostering a culture of tax compliance and transparency across Nigeria.
On a cheering note, the Federal Inland Revenue Service has emerged victorious at the 2024 Federation of Public Service Games FEPSGA tournament, lifting the coveted trophy after an impressive performance in various sports events. The tournament, which brought together public sector employees from across Nigeria, saw FIRS showcase both skill and team spirit, clinching the top spot in the competition. Joyce Teku reports.
FIRS' triumph at the 2024 FEPSGA Games is a testament to the agency's commitment not only to fiscal growth, but also to promoting physical fitness and team cohesion among its staff. The team participated in several sporting disciplines, demonstrating resilience and dedication that reflected the agency's core values of excellence, teamwork, and hard work. Executive Chairman of FIRS, Zach Adedeji, expressed his pride in the team's achievements, stating, "This victory is a reflection of the dedication and teamwork that our staff exhibit every day in their work. It highlights the importance of maintaining a healthy work-life balance and fostering a sense of unity and camaraderie among colleagues. The FIRS victory is expected to inspire more participation and enthusiasm in future public service sports events, while also underscoring the agency's holistic approach to staff welfare and organizational performance.
Did you know that withholding tax credit note cannot be used to offset late return penalty, LRP? Did you know that withholding tax credit note is the document issued by the tax authority showing that a taxpayer has suffered tax deduction at source?
Well, the new tax reform bill, although I don't really know too well about it, but I feel the new tax reform bill is basically, trying to generate funds from every single state. So that's just basically what I understand from it. So because now states are just trying to, normally we used to generate funds together from the federal government before allocating it to different states. So this stuff actually makes a lot of states more reluctant with productivity when it comes to farming and other stuff. So that's just basically the biggest issue on ground. So for me, I feel it's a good idea, so because now a lot of people don't really engage in agriculture like before. So now it's trying to enforce, this sort of mentality to create, revenue from different states, to because the country Nigeria already is wealthy. It's wealthy enough. So we are just trying to generate more from it. So that's just what I feel. Well, depends though. Well, but I'll say yes. I'll say yes because you tend to focus on yourself. So basically you just try to generate more, so you'll be able to have more to fund your own business, your own city, your state, to govern your own state. So me, I feel yes, it can actually impact me very well.
How about it? But the orientations of this country is very low to the understanding of what is going on in the country generally. No nation can grow without taxes. If you don't pay tax, what do you want the government to use to develop the nation? In other countries we are talking in the world, they develop by taxes, like UK, America, Belgium, and other, the heroes. Most of the people traveling out, can they live there without taxes? But when they go home, they come out accused. That's what is happening in other countries. So our own should not be exceptional. So the new tax reform, this thing is very important. Even yearly, the National Assembly should look to it as a welcome development.
Yeah, we call it controversial tax reform bill. Yeah, I've heard of it. And I think from the executive is their own way of trying to rejig our tax system. That we need to diversify the economy and look inward to generate revenue to meet some of our infrastructural deficit in Nigeria. Though the controversy, but we are Nigerians, and when reforms come, there's always resistance. But what the government needed to do is go for mass mobilization. We want the tax reform, yes, let government make more money so that we go off bad roads. We want to get drugs in our hospitals. We want to get books in our schools. We want to combat insecurity in our country, and tax reform. If we get more money, we can do this. Let the government tell the world. Yes, our elites have traveled abroad. Some of us are privileged to have traveled to some of the nearby countries. The tax system, their tax is working for them. It will work for us if well implemented. And there should be accountability, there should be supervision.
So the benefits of the tax reform bills are numerous. And let me first start from enhanced tax efficiency. You know, for Nigerians, there's going to be enhanced tax efficiency as the bills aim to streamline and modernize tax administration in Nigeria. So one of the issues that I've been complaining about is multiplicity of taxes in Nigeria. And so the bill seems to harmonize many of these taxes that are collected today and also into single tax line. And also there are many rules, many laws you need to read to understand in complying with taxation in Nigeria today. So the bill harmonizing these provisions will make an enhanced efficiency for that. We're also looking at ease of compliance. A lot of people we don't even know how many taxes we have in Nigeria. So harmonizing them and simplifying the laws will make it easy for people to comply. Also reducing them also make people want to comply. The processes, also streamlining the processes of administration, will help taxpayers to comply. So these are some of the benefits. We're also looking at strengthening institutions. Today, having a Nigerian Revenue Service, we also, establishment bill, we also help to strengthen FIRS. We are looking at the joint establishment of Joint Revenue Board establishment. We also help to strengthen, to bring harmony and strengthen the institutions across Nigeria, the tax administration institution, and also to strengthen the joint revenue establishment as a whole, so they could actually standardize tax administration in Nigeria. Also, it's going to stimulate the economy, economic stimulation. So we are looking at if this bill is passed and tax is going to reduce the cost of administration, it's going to reduce the cost of compliance for taxpayers, and thereby also going to reduce taxes for taxpayers. Talking about for even individuals who are going to get some certain form of exemption, is going to increase the disposable income. Money that's supposed to be used to pay tax will be available to such taxpayers, and also is going to help government in gathering more revenue, because once there's ease of compliance, there is the tax base will definitely be widened. And so these are some of the benefits. The bills, as it is not going to tax Nigeria more. In fact, it is reducing taxes in many aspects. I've spoken about the threshold for payment of personal income tax now, moving to 800,000 naira. So people who earn 800,000 naira and below in employment will not pay, we only pay taxes at 0%. And also income tax, the company's income tax that is paid at 30% before now is now reduced to 25%. So which means that the tax burden is reducing. Also, what is classified as small companies used to be 25 million naira threshold. Now it's going to be 50 million naira, which means more people, more businesses will now be under the threshold of tax payment, which means more businesses will be exempt from paying taxes. Also, in the same vein, businesses, the same class of business will also not charge VAT, which means everybody who buys from them will not pay VAT. So ensuring that people, the low class of people will not pay VAT at that level. Also, many household items and many food items, what we call basic food items, pharmaceutical products, are now either zero rated or exempt, which means that when you purchase them, no VAT on them. So you're not going to suffer the burden of VAT. So these are showing that government is concerned about the masses and is reducing the tax burden of the masses. So the bill does not in any way impose more taxes or tax burden on businesses or individuals. It allows business to also have more income to claim their VAT, the input VAT that was hitherto in present law restricted. So they can claim, so they have thereby also reducing the cost of production. And while reducing the cost of production, it should naturally also reduce the prices of goods and also stimulating the economy, because when price of goods are reduced, there's more disposable income, companies are more profitable, and at the end of the day, they will also fulfill the obligation of paying taxes to government. So overall, a good tax law, we say, follows the principles of taxation, which we know as equity and fairness. So it simply means that when you develop a tax policy, it should be equitable and also fair to all. It should not be discriminatory, and what it means is that every aspect, every facet of the society must have equal treatment. So the tax bills, as it is presently, is not discriminatory against any industry in Nigeria, regional, religion, or any aspect of Nigeria.
I'm sure we are more informed by listening to that educative segment. Thank you.
Welcome to What's on the Net. I am Amina Adiola Abbas. On X, at Moradike O says, "Hello, who do we talk to concerning teen issues? My teen was assigned to another business. How do I rectify this?" Well, Moradike, you can visit the Taxpayer Service Unit at any of our tax offices nationwide for assistance. If your taxpayer identification number TIN has been assigned to another business, you will need to present the original copy of your Corporate Affairs Commission Certificate CAC for verification. Additionally, you must complete the Tax Pro Max update form to ensure the correct TIN is updated in the system by our Tax Pro Max focal officers. On X as well, at Oladeade is asking, "Please, how do we resolve this issue? Payment was done on Tax Pro Max after filing, but the VAT ledger is not reflecting the amount paid." Oladeade, the taxpayer should contact the FIRS call center or visit the tax office, where the Tax Pro Max focal officer will verify the payment in the transaction log to ensure the ledger is balanced.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. Remember to follow us on our social media handles. Join us, same time, same station, for another interesting package. FIRS, simplifying tax, maximizing revenue.